Hi everyone, this is Norma with All My Crochet, and today I have this tutorial for you. I gave you guys a sneak peek of this dress in one of my haul videos, and it's time to do the tutorial. So this is the dress right here. It's got a small flower here, and it's got some front post triple crochets, and this is what the little edging is right here. Well, I think the top part is triple front post triple, and then here it's just double front post double crochet. So anyways, I'll explain everything. This is what the back of the dress looks like. Okay, it's a very easy pattern to do. Very nice. I love the way this came out. Here's another color. It's a cream color. I still need to make the flower for this one. And the back. This one is really nice. This is the red heart. I love, I believe it's I love this yarn, or I don't remember what it's called, but it's from Red Heart. Very sparkly yarn, and this is very pretty, nice for the holidays. This is a silver one. That's what the back looks like, and a little edging on the bottom. And then this one too is one of my favorites. Now, if you're a beginner, I was suggesting with the one color. If you feel confident enough, you can definitely do this. I will show you how to switch the colors up. And it can be a little bit of it can be a little tedious because you're carrying the white along with you as you're going along, so it can be tedious. So if you're a beginner, I suggest sticking with just the one color. But this came out really beautiful. I love the way that came out, and I used the white for the bottom here, and of course the flower, and this has a nice white neckline. So let me show you the yarn we'll be using today. I'm using this pink one right here, and it's from Baby Bee Hushabye Solid, and it's called Pinkaboo. I got this yarn on clearance for $1.24 at Hobby Lobby. And this is a size 4 medium weight yarn. Okay, so we're going to be needing a crochet hook size G. So let's get started, and let me show you what we need to do here. So to start off with, we need a chain of 37. So that's what I have right here, is a chain of 37. Okay, now we're going to go and we're going to make a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So what that means is we're going to skip this first one, go into the second one, and work a half double crochet. So to do that, what we're going to do is yarn over, insert the hook into that second stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops, and that creates a half double crochet. So we need to work a total of 6 of them. We're going to need to do 5 more in the next 5 stitches, so this one is counting as number 1. So to do the half double crochet, we're going to go into the next stitch, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up the loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. That created the second half double crochet. So we need 6 of them. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now we're going to work in the next stitch. We're going to work a cluster of 3 half double crochets all into the same stitch, and that's number 3. In the next 6 stitches, again, we're going to work half double crochets. That's what this row is, mainly half double crochets. So we have 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now in the next stitch, we're going to work a cluster again of 3 half double crochets all into the same stitch. Okay, now in the next 8 stitches, we're going to work a half double crochet, and those 8 stitches is the front of the dress. So that's 2, this is 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now in the next stitch, we're going to work the cluster again of 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Next 6 stitches, a half double crochet again. number 6. Okay. Next stitch, we're going to work a cluster of 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Okay. And in the next 6 stitches, a half double crochet, and that will end row number 1. This is number 5 and number 6. Okay, so we're done with row number 1, and this is what it's looking like. So this is the back of the dress, side, and the 8 stitches here is the front. So after row number 1, you should have a total of 44 stitches. Okay, so let's start row number 2. So to do number 2, we're going to do a chain of 1, turn our work, and to start row number 2, we're going to need, in the next 7 stitches, 1 half double crochet. So I'm just going to go into that very first one and then into each stitch, and we'll need a total of 7. So that's 3, 4, 6, and 7. Okay. Next stitch, again, we're going to do the cluster of 3 half double crochets all into the same stitch. Okay. Now in the next 8 stitches, we're going to work a half double crochet. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Sorry guys if you hear Bronco snoring. It is a little bit late right now, and he's sleeping where I am filming in the living room. I don't have a craft room, so he's in the same room with me, and he is snoring away. So hope that doesn't bother you guys. Bronco is a pug. He's about 11 years old, and I just love him. Okay, so now in the next stitch, we're going to work the cluster of 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Okay. Now in the next 10 stitches, we're going to work a half double crochet. That's 5. That's 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Next stitch, we're going to work a cluster of 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Now, we're going to repeat the same thing we did on this end to this end. So in the next 8 stitches, we're going to do a half double crochet. That's 5. And 8. Okay. Now, of course, in the next stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet, and I got a little knot here. Okay. So, I'm sorry, next stitch, we're going to work a cluster of 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Okay. So on this side, we did the 8 half double crochets, a cluster of 3 half double crochets, and then on this side here, we're going to work 7 half double crochets, because that's what we started in the beginning. We started with 7, so we're going to end with 7. It's 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, we're done with row number 2. And that's what it's looking like. At the end of row number 2, you should have a total of 52 stitches. So let's start row number 3. We're going to do a chain of 1, turn our work over, and in the next 8 stitches, we're going to do a half double crochet. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Next stitch, a cluster again of 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Okay. Now in the next, let's see what we have here, 8. In the next 10 stitches, we're going to work a half double crochet. Two, that's 5, that's 8, 9, and 10. Okay, in the next stitch we're going to work the cluster of 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Now in the next 12 stitches, which is the front of the dress, we're going to work a half double crochet. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. I can catch that one. Let me try that again. 11 and 12. Okay. So now in the next stitch, we're going to work a cluster again. 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Okay. Now in the next 10 stitches, we're going to do the half double crochet. That's 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so in the next stitch, of course, the cluster of 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, now we should have 8 stitches here because that's what we started this row with. So we're going to work in the next 8 stitches half double crochets. That's 7 and 8. Okay, and we're done with row number 3. So this is what it's looking like. Show you. After row number 3, you should have a total of 60 stitches. So we're going to start row number 4. And to work in row number 4, we're going to do a chain of 1, turn our work over, and we're going to do a half double crochet into the next 10 stitches, starting with that first one. So 1, this is number 9 and number 10 right here. Okay, So now that we have the 10 stitches, we're going to form the armholes. So what we're going to do is chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to skip 12 stitches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In that 13th one, we're going to work a half double crochet. Oops, I should have yarned over. So right here, half double crochet. And that formed the armhole right there. Okay. Now, this is the front of the dress, so going across the front here, we need a total of 16 half double crochets. This stitch is counting as number 1. So I'm going to do all 16, and I will meet you here when I'm at the end of the 16th half double crochet. So I've completed my 16 stitches right there in the front, and again we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm going to yarn over, and we're going to skip again 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in that 13th stitch right there, we're going to work the half double crochet. And that's the second armhole. Now across this way, we should have 10 stitches. This one here is counting as number 1, so we're going to half double crochet across to the end. And this is the end of round number 4. At the end of round number 4, you should have a total of 46 stitches. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. Okay, we have the armholes right there. And of course, this is the back of the dress. So now we're going to start row number 5. And row number 5 is very simple. Okay, so all we're going to do is do a chain 1 to start, turn our work over. And row number 5 is just a half double crochet all the way across to the other end. So that's all we're doing. So we're going to start into this first stitch and work our half double crochet. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now, if you remember when we ended, we have 10, and it looks like we have 9. But this stitch right here, what I like to do is flip these chains over, because this stitch right here is actually the 10th stitch right there. And we still have 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just wanted to mention that to you. So if you're a beginner, for you to look out for that. It's not that you have 6 stitches. It's that one stitch really belongs to this one here from the previous row. So there's 10, and then you're going to go all the way across, and you're just going to do a half double crochet all the way to the end right here. So I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to continue to work my half double crochets, and at the end of round number 5, you should still have 46 stitches. So I'll see you at the end of this row. So I've completed round 5, and I got half double crochets all the way across, as you can see. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with row number 6, 7, and 8. We're just going to do half double crochets. So to start, we're going to do a chain 1, turn our work over, and begin again half double crochets all the way across. So we're going to do this all the way through row number 8. So row 6, 7, and 8 are going to be the exact same thing. And again, at the end, you should still have 46 stitches. Okay, so again, just half double crochets. So I'm going to continue to do this, and I will meet you here at the end of row number 8. So I've completed round number 8, and this is what it's looking like. And the back. Okay, so now we're going to close these two ends, or we're going to close this together, so we're going to connect them. So all we're going to do is on the other end, in that first double crochet, we're going to do a slip stitch to connect the two ends. Okay, and now it's closed. So now we're going to do a chain of 3. 1, 2, and 3. And that chain 3 is counting as a double crochet. Okay, so right here, this is the first stitch here, doing the chain 3. We're going to skip the next one, and right here in this next one, we're going to work a cluster of 3 double crochets all into the same stitch. Let me try that again because I didn't like how that came out. So right here, we're going to work 3 double crochets all into the same stitch. Okay, so we have 1 double crochet here, and then skip 1 right there, and then the 3 double crochets. So now we're going to skip on, from moving forward, we're going to skip 2. So 1, 2, and in that next stitch, in that third stitch, we're going to work the cluster of 3 double crochets all into the same stitch. Skip 2, in the next stitch, 3 double crochets all into the same stitch. That's what it's looking like. 1, skip 2, 1, 2, and the next stitch, the cluster of 3 double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, that's what we're going to do all the way around. Okay, now I'm going to do this, and I'll meet you here when you have 4 stitches unworked. Okay, so again, skip 2, and in that next one, do a cluster of 3 double crochets all into the same stitch. And I'm going to continue to do this, and like I said, I'll see you at the other end when you have 4 stitches unworked. So here I am at the end, and we have 4 stitches unworked. So what we're going to do again is 1, 2, skip, and in the next stitch we're only doing 1 double crochet, and in the next stitch 1 double crochet, and then in the top of that third chain we're going to slip stitch. So now we have a total at the end right here of 3, okay, double crochets just like the other ones. Now you should have a total of 15 of these double crochet clusters. So there's 15 going all the way around, including these 3 right here. So this is the end of round number 9. That's what the dress is looking like. Okay, now row number 10. We're going to slip stitch all the way to that middle stitch right there. So we're going to slip stitch in this double crochet and slip stitch into that middle one. And then we're going to do a chain of 3, which is counting as a double crochet. Then in that same stitch, we're going to work 2 more additional double crochets. So we have a total of 3 double crochets to start there. Okay. Now we're going to work a front post treble crochet. So to do that, we're going to yarn over twice. Okay. Now we're going to go between these 2 clusters right here. So if you take your crochet hook and you put it right here between and you go down, this is row number 8. Okay, so right here in this stitch, in row number 8, where that half double crochet is, we're going to work the front post treble crochet right here. Okay, so you're going to go put your crochet hook right through there, bring it up there through the back. You're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's your front post treble crochet. Okay, now we have 3, we have the cluster here, so in that middle stitch right here we're going to work again 3 double crochets all into the same stitch. Okay, now again we're going to do the same thing like we just did. We're going to yarn over twice, because we're going to do the front post treble crochet. So right here between the 2 stitches, if you go down with your crochet hook in that row number 8, here's your half double crochet. So we're going to do the front post treble. So you're going to go right here and then go through the back of that stitch, yarn over, pull up the yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So there we have it. And that forms these little loops right here. Okay. So now in the next stitch, or in the middle of the next cluster, we're going to work 3 double crochets all into the same stitch. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to yarn over twice, and right here in the middle we're going to go down to row number 8, and we're going to do the front post treble crochet. So you're going to put your crochet hook right there, bring it up through the back, yarn over, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So there you have it. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to change color right here, because this is where you would change colors if you wanted to do this 2-tone one. So let me bring the yarn out for that. Okay, so here is where we would change color. So this here is row number 8. This is row number 9 where we did the clusters. Okay, and then this is the start of row 10. So at this point is when you would do the change color. Now I'm using purple and I'm going to be using white. Okay, so we're going to get our white, and you're going to do a slip knot right here. Okay, I'm going to take this off the hook, and actually when you're doing that last, okay, we have 2 double crochets. When we're finishing this third one, we're only going to do it half, and right here on the hook I have 2, and then I'm going to put my white on here, and I'm going to complete that double crochet with the white. Okay, and now I'm going to yarn over twice, because now we're going to go and we're going to do the front post treble crochet with the white. Okay, so we're going to go down right here in row number 8 and do a front post treble. Okay, so I'm going through that stitch, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, now don't finish the stitch, because now you got to pick up the purple to complete this stitch here with the purple. You see, and that finishes your stitch off right there. Okay, now we're going to go to the cluster here, and we're going to work 3 double crochets in that middle stitch. But when you're doing it, you got to have this white yarn go along the top, because we want to continue using the white along, and I don't want it to show in the back. So in order to do that, you're going to have to put the white right here, just like this on the top. Okay, and you have you yarned over, and right here in that middle stitch you're going to make your double crochet. But as you see, it's right on top, so as I go in here, it's in between the stitches, and that's what we want. And we're going to do our 3 double crochets, clusters right there in that middle stitch. And before we finish this last one, we're just going to do it halfway. Okay, then we're going to pick up the white and complete that last stitch right there. Okay, so you have the 3. Now we're going to take the white and we're going to yarn over twice, and this one you don't have to put in front or anything. This one's okay. So we yarned over twice in the middle here in row number 8. We're going to do the front post treble crochet. So 1, 2, don't finish the stitch, drop the white, pick up the purple, yarn over, and pull through both. As you see, it's starting to look like that. Okay, so let me do this again. So this white, you want to put it over the top of the cluster stitches right there, and in that middle stitch right here, you're going to work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and the third one we're not going to complete it. We're going to do it halfway. We're going to drop the purple, pick up the white, and complete the stitch. Okay, so let me show you what it's looking like in the back. So you see in the back, it looks nice and neat. Okay, of course this will have to tuck in. Okay, so you're going to continue to do that throughout the dress if you want to do two tones like that. So, you know, if you're a beginner, I would suggest sticking with the one color. Okay, so basically we're going to do the same thing for all the rows. Okay, so let me switch yarns here again. So now in that middle stitch of the cluster, you're going to do 3 double crochets. Okay, then the next stitch, you're going to do the front post treble crochet in from row 8. So you're going to go down to row 8 right here and do the front post treble crochet. And that's what it's looking like. So I'm going to continue to do this, and I'll meet you here when we get to the end. I'll meet you here when we get to the end right here, because we're going to do the last front post right here. So I'll meet you when we get close to the end right here. Okay, so continue to do this all the way around, and I will see you soon. Okay, so here I am at the end, and this is round number 10, in case I didn't mention it before. So this is the end of round number 10. So now I'm going to work. I did my front post treble crochet. Now in this middle stitch here, we're going to work the cluster of 3 double crochets into the same stitch. And now we're going to do the front post treble crochet, and we're going to go right here between these stitches. So right here in this stitch here in row number 8, we're going to grab our yarn over and pull, and we're going to do the front post treble crochet. Now after we do that, we're going to slip stitch to the top of that third chain right here. So 1, 2, so right here, top of that third chain here, or actually, this is it right here. You're going to slip stitch. So we've completed row number 10, and this is what it's looking like. Okay, so again, if you wanted to change colors, you would do that, and I've done it all the way through here, and you would continue doing the same thing, changing the colors on this one just like this. So we're going to start row number 11. Now this is what we're going to repeat throughout the pattern. So we're going to do the same thing we've been doing, okay, all the way up through row number 19. Now it all depends on you, on how you crochet, because everybody tension is different. You know, I do get a lot of comments that they use the G hook and it doesn't fit the dowel, because everybody's tension is different. So if you crochet tight, you might want to use a larger hook than me. So, you know, I'm showing you what I use and how it works out for me, and it works out for me. So, you know, if you need a bigger hook, then definitely do that. But again, if you crochet tight and you crochet differently, you might end up with less rows. And that's why I always stress it's important to have a dowel on hand so that you can try it on. Again, Target and Walmart sell a dowel for about 20 bucks, $22. You know, keep that with you, and you know, so you can measure this on the dowels. So I'm going to do this probably up to row number 19. Now on this dress right here, I did up to row number 18. And that's because this yarn is thicker. This yarn is much thicker. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the yarn that I used for that. And if you look at this, sorry, I'm just going to try to pull one. If you look at the yarn, there's a difference. They're both size number 4. But this silver one is definitely much thicker. You can still do the pattern and you can still do the dress. And I did it with this one, but I did 1 row less with this yarn. So again, I would suggest measuring the doll and see how long you need your dress. And I'm going to do it up to row number 19. So I'm going to repeat again just to show you. Okay, so we did the slip stitch in the top of that first double crochet there. So we're going to slip stitch to that middle stitch right there. And we're going to do the chain 3, which is counting as our first double crochet. And then in that same stitch, we're going to do 2 more double crochet. So we have a total of 3. Okay, now moving forward also, because I believe this is 8, that was 8, 9, 10. So we're starting row number 11. So in row number 11, okay, we did the 3 double crochets into that same stitch in that middle stitch there. Now moving forward, we're going to do a front post double crochet. So it's a lot easier this time because you're going to do it right here. Okay, and all we're doing is a front post double. So you don't have to do twice. It's a regular front post double crochet. So now we're going to go right here and underneath the stitch and pull up the loop, yarn over, and do your double crochet. So moving forward, it's going to be a lot easier. That first row was a little bit tricky, but as long as you get through that, the rest is going to be much easier. So now we're going to go into that middle stitch here, and we're going to work the cluster of 3 double crochets all into the same stitch. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over once to do the front post double crochet. So moving forward in all the rows through row 19, it's going to be the front post double crochet. So again, in that middle cluster right here in the middle stitch, we're going to work another cluster of 3 double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, yarn over, and right here we're going to work the front post double crochet. Okay, so that's what we're going to repeat throughout this whole pattern, and I'll meet you here at the end so that we could start off the next row and continue with the dress. So I'm here at the end of round number 11, and again we're going to do the front post double crochet right here in this last one right there, and then slip stitch to the top of that 3rd chain. Okay, so we finished round number 11, and that's what the dress is looking like. As you can see, it's taking its shape and form, and you're going to continue doing the same thing like we've been doing up to row number 18 or 19. Try it on your doll, see what you like. And I'll just start you off on the next row again, and slip stitch to that middle stitch right there, chain 3, counts as your first double crochet, and then 2 additional double crochets. So we have a total of 3 all into that same stitch. And then again, we're going to do the front post double crochet, and then repeat in that middle stitch, 3 double crochets, double crochet right there. So you continue to do this, and I'm going to work this along as well, and I will see you here at the end of row number 19, and see you soon. So I've completed row number 19, and that's the end right there. Let me turn this around so that you can see what it looks like. That's what the dress looks like from the front, and then the dress in the back. Okay, so you'll put your buttons there. Now we're going to do the little edging on the bottom of the dress. Okay, so to do that, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch all the way to this front post right there. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch and all the stitches right there, and right here in this front post we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, so that's all we're doing. So let me try that again. So this is the last slip stitch. Okay, so now I'm going over here to this front post. I'm going to do a front post single crochet right there. Okay, Then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in that third chain from the top, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're gonna insert our hook. Okay, I'm gonna yarn over 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go into that stitch and we're gonna do a single crochet. Okay, it kind of forms a little picot there. Then we're gonna chain 2. Okay, because down here we have 2 chains too. Now we're gonna go to this next front post, double crochet, and we're gonna do a single post. A single front post crochet. Okay, so that forms that little peak right there. Okay, let me try that again here. So we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, third chain from the top. 1, 2, 3. Insert our hook and we're going to do a single crochet. Chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to jump over to this front post double crochet and we're going to do a single crochet, a front post single crochet. Okay, and that forms that little edging there. So again, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In that third chain here, we're going to do a single crochet. Chain 2. Okay, we're going to jump over here and we're going to do a single crochet, a front post single crochet. Just like that. Now, if you wanted to, if you were doing this two-tone dress, obviously you would be doing that in whatever color. Obviously here I did it in white. So you would be changing this to white if you were using 2 colors. So again, do it one more time. Chain 5. Single crochet in the third chain from the top. Chain 2. Jump over here. And we're going to do a single crochet, a front post single crochet. Just like that. So we're going to do that all the way around. As you can see, that's what it's looking like. We're going to do this all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet in that third chain from the top. Chain 2. And then do a front post single crochet right here. Okay, so I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, so here I am at the end. I'm doing my very last one, so I'm chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I did 4, 5. Okay, so then I'm going to do the single crochet in that third chain, chain 2, and then here at the end, all we're going to do is a slip stitch right over here. Okay, so you can go in anywhere you want, just do a slip stitch, chain 1, pull, and you're done. Okay, what it's looking like. It's the front of the dress. Okay, let me show you the back. What it looks like. I don't know why, for some reason this doesn't look good to me. I'm going to try this again. I don't know if I counted the stitches right or not. Let me try that again. Because for me, it just has to be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And single crochet right there. Chain 2. And then we're just going to slip stitch right over here. And pull. There we go. Much better. Okay. So now we're going to trim the end there. I'll cut my yarn. And we're done with the dress. Let me show you what it looks like. So that's the bottom of the dress and then the front of the dress. Now I'm going to show you how to make this little flower right here. Okay, that's very easy to do. It is a very quick flower as well. So let me show you how to do that. So to do that, I'm doing a magic circle. So you can do this any way that you prefer, okay? So all I'm doing, and I've showed this flower before in one of my other videos, I don't remember which one, but okay, so what you're going to do is insert your hook, pull up that loop, and then you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3, okay? And then you're going to do a double crochet into that circle, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch into that circle, and it formed that little petal right there. Get that out of the way so you can see better. Formed a little petal. So let's do that again. Chain 3, then do a double crochet into the circle, into the magic circle, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do a slip stitch, and that formed a little petal right there. It'll close up once we close the ring. So that's what we're going to repeat. I'm going to do a total of 5 petals. You can do as many as you want. I'm going to do 5. So now we're doing the double crochet, and then we're going to do the chain 3 and slip stitch right there. So now we have 3 petals. Okay, and that's getting in my way. Okay, so again, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then double crochet, chain 3, and slip stitch. So now we have 4 petals. We're going to do our final one, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, and slip stitch into the circle right there, and we have our last one right there. Okay, so I'm just going to do 1 chain there, and I'm going to tie it. Okay, so now you have this string here from the magic circle. I'm going to pull up a loop right there, and I'm going to cut this. Okay, so this is the yarn I just cut. This is the yarn for the magic circle, so I'm just going to tug on that, and it's going to close up the flower, as you can see. And there's your little flower petal. Okay, you can close it. If you don't want to see that circle, keep pulling on it and it'll tighten up. And then here you have the back. So what I like to do, since both pieces are kind of together, what I like to do is take my crochet hook, and through any of these back stitches right here, I'm going to take one of these strings and just pull through here so that I have it on both ends, so when I put it on the dress I can tie it on like that. Okay, so then you would take your dress and figure out where you want to put this and just put it between the stitches, and I kind of just put it in there. If you want to take your crochet hook, you can definitely do that, or just kind of push it through like I do, and then take the other end and push it through maybe up here. Okay, and that's where you like it. Then all you do is tie it on the back. Give it a few knots. 2 and 3. And then of course trim your yarn right there. Okay, and that's it. Your dress is complete. Look at that. Okay, let me just show you really quick here. The dress is looking like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. That's all I have for you today. I really like making this pattern. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet. When I add this video, I'm going to give it a name. So right now I'm still thinking about it, and we'll see what I call this dress. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Again, please make sure you comment, make sure you like the video, and that's it for today. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button so you can get notified of all my tutorials. So thank you guys and have a great day. Take care. Bye.